to a brand new video. In today's video, we're talking about on WWE Unreal episode 3. And this episode was about women's wrestling mostly. When I mean mostly, I mean the whole episode was Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Chelsea Green, and the women of the wrestling of WWE. But before we get into this video, drop a big thumbs up down below, hit the subscribe button if you are new, because I'm on the road to 500 subscribers. Really want to get there before the end of 2025. Anyway, let's get into it. Of this, we see Bianca Belair talking about her real name, which her real name is Bianca Nicole Belair Crawford, which honestly, you could just do a quick Google search about that and you would have seen it, right? Anyway, Bianca was basically saying how about her braid and how Montez Ford told her to use the braid because the braid is so unique and no one really uses it or has ever seen it in general because how unique it is and stuff like that. How like nobody ever does the braid, and it's like unique and like nobody's ever seen it before, and how there's like no sound effects when you get the whip to the chest or the stomach or back, and since there's no sound effects on it, it is very, very, very loud, even for the cameras to pick up them. So Stephanie McMahon was talking about how women's wrestling is very hard to ignore, and sometimes it's better than the men's, which, by the way, the best match of 2025 so far has been a women's match, so, yes. And if you... Never mind, I'm not going to say nothing. Never mind, I'm just not going to say anything. But, yeah. Even Triple H says 40% of our audience is female, which is crazy to think about. 40% of the audience is, female. I wonder where they got that number from. Like the crowd, their social media numbers, who's following them. Like I wonder what's the exact number? Where they pull that number from? Because 40% is a lot, and it's actually more than I actually thought it was. I thought maybe like 20% of all the audience. But I don't know. I don't really know. We ended up in Chelsea Green's house, and when she started talking about it, she showed us a bunch of her gear, by the way, which was cool. By the way, let's go down all of her names. Chelsea Green, Jada, Lauren Van Ness, whatever that is, and Victorious, and her real name is Chelsea Green. I think Chelsea Green ended up being a way better name than any of these other names they picked. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? She showed us a bunch of her gear, and I just think we need to point out how many boots she got. Look at this. She got this purple one. She got this other purple one. She got this blue one. She got that golden one. She got that red one. She got this shiny red one. She got the silver one. She got this black one. And I just need to see all that boots, bro. That's a lot of boots. And she said that the gear cost probably like, I don't even know, like $1,200, like $1,000 to $500, or I don't know. All I know is that literally the gear was very, very expensive. But I know, great picture. But she was basically telling how her character is basically a Karen type character, and all she really does is provide entertainment in this comedy-filled character is really what she wants to do, and selling for the ladies, as she called it. And she doesn't really care if she loses, because who really cares, right? That's her character. She doesn't want to lose, right? Then she brought out the gear that we already knew she won the Women's United States Championship with, which was the gear, all-white gear with her face on it, which, by the way, hilarious. I think that was a great thing. Then we ended up going to Vancouver, Canada, where she's from, and this is for Survivor Series, and she bought 15 tickets for Survivor Series for her friends and family, but she wasn't booked. So I don't know if her friends and family even went there still, but who really knows. Shane Helms was talking to Chelsea Green about the ending for the Saturday night's main event for the inaugural Women's Championship match. And the original ending of the match was a leg drop from like the middle rope or whatever. But Chelsea Green never did a leg drop before. And so since she never did a leg drop, they ended up changing it to her finisher, which was the Unpretty Her, and which I think would have been crazy to think about, because she says she never like really fought for like an ending before, but she knew she had to fight for this one because her finisher means something to her. But she ended up getting the Women's United States Championship out of it, so that was nice. And everyone backstage, Dakota Kai was hugging Chelsea and stuff like that. But enough of talking about Chelsea Green. I have a problem here. I know that the Liv and Rhea feud is all, fake and they some type, but seeing these two talk to each other is weird. Not seeing them like try to bash each other's face in is too weird. I know that like it's kayfabe and stuff, and like kayfabe, it's weird. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, bro. Can we just start? Bria, can you just quickly headbutt her really quick? It makes me feel better, right? It makes me feel better, even though I obviously know they're like probably friends in real life, but like it doesn't sit well with me. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't sit well with me. January of 2024 is when this scene took place. So we see Charlotte Flair talking to the doctor about with her knee injury, and when she got injured in December of 2023, her MCL, ACL injury, but her MCL already healed like a month after the injury, so that was good that her MCL decided, hey, I'm going to be healed. But her ACL said, nah, I'm still not going to be healed. But she talks about her brother Reed and basically how, also, come on, you actually forgot about, before we talk about her brother Reed and stuff like that, let's talk about Charlotte. Her real name is Ashley Elizabeth Fleer. I think her name was, she said that last, Fleer. I don't really remember. Winky, crazy name in Charlotte Flair. But, yeah. Then she started talking about her brother and basically saying how she was in a very deep drug addiction, and those two were supposed to train, become wrestlers together, and so we could get her brother Reed to get out of this big mess and stuff like that, and that drug addiction, do his own problems. But a year after the training started, we obviously know what happened to Reed. He ended up passing away due to his drug addiction. But yeah, anyway, she was talking about her injuries, how it really affected her, because she could use as much athleticism as she wanted in her wrestling, but her knee taken away because she was afraid that she might not return to what she was. So, though, we ended up going to the creative team, and they were talking about who should win the Women's Rumble. And someone said Bianca, first two-time Women's Rumble winner. Then another one says, I forget what he said, how about 28, or two people eliminate themselves before 30 comes out. And then 30 comes out, and they're the winner, and it's Chelsea Green. Which, by the way, the person that said that is a W writer, thinking very smart, but by the way, it would have been terrible because we all hated it, because we're wrestling fans and we hate everything that's the creative team puts out on us. You know what I'm saying? Because the creative team, us fans, we hate whatever the creative team does. You know what I'm saying? If it was us, like some person who had John Cena never turn heel, who really knows, right? But if it was personally me, if I was head of creative, I would have Cody Rhodes have WWE Championship, Undisputed Championship. I have him at all the titles, honestly. I'll have him wearing the Undisputed title, the World Heavyweight Championship, the United States Championship, the Intercontinental Championship. I would have him take the Women's belt, too. I would have him take every single championship, because that's why Cody Rhodes is the GOAT. He should be the face of the company. The logo should be changed to Cody Rhodes' face, honestly. If you ask me myself, I'm getting ahead of myself. But we see Charlotte Flair talk to and hugging Triple H and stuff like that. Then we see her talking to Tiffany Stratton, which is disgusting. No, seeing Tiffany Stratton talk to Charlotte Flair, oh, it's just weird. And she was like, "Say I got called up and then you got injured." Oh my god, this is disgusting, especially after that promo. Oh my god. Bro, it's so weird seeing Tiffany and Charlotte talking, especially after the promo. If you know, you know. Oh my god. Oh my man. Bro, this is too weird. Of course, after the Royal Rumble, when she walked backstage and everyone said, "Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back." By the way, I'm just saying, if I was Charlotte Flair and I came back to this, I would literally turn back the other way and go back to the ring. I would have died of cringe when she said that. When they say "welcome back," literally disgusting. Oh my god, I would, man. Oh my god, if I was Charlotte Flair, I would be so embarrassed I would run out of the building. Bro, I swear, I would literally sue everyone who said "welcome back," because that's illegal. My bad. The Jade Cargill Who Did It storyline. We all know that it ended up being Naomi, but according to Michael Hayes, this injury was literally for real. Like, she was like, the reason why they did this whole story is because Jade Cargill was like, for in real life actually injured. So they did, and Michael Hayes said the best. The fans like the Who Did It storylines, which he ain't wrong, right? And then we have Triple H, obviously talking to Jade Cargill, going over the spots and what to do on time and on point. By the way, again, seeing Liv and Rhea talk, it doesn't sit well with me. I get that that's just storyline and they hate each other, not in real life, but they hate each other in like the storyline. This just doesn't sit well with me, right? I've been enjoying the Unreal, but hey, I just have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't like it. But the Royal Rumble was being talked, and like obviously, also we learned that Bianca Belair likes to make her own gear. She likes having the creative feel for her gear and stuff like that. And she opened her jacket and just bobby pins everywhere, or whatever. Is that what it say? Safety pins? I think it's safety pins actually. Safety pins in there, and just all over the place. And her boot broke during the Elimination Chamber match when Liv, I think, drop kicked her, she said, but yeah. She likes making her own gear, and her boot ripped open when during the match, so I thought that was pretty crazy as well. So yeah. But seeing Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley talk to each other is disgusting. I don't like it. I know that it's just a storyline, it's all fake, but like it doesn't sit well with me. You understand? You guys understand, right? I just don't like it, man. Hey, also leave in the comments below what you guys think about episode 3 of WWE Unreal. And what will be for us today. See you tomorrow. Bye.